Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here once again. Okay, now, ever since I made my Operation Rainfall video, you know, trying to get the word out for Nintendo to localize, you know, some of these games, you know, I got a fairly good response for it, you know, and it was quite good to, you know, support games coming out and whatnot, even though I'm getting them, but yeah, whatever. I thought now I'd do something similar, but something a bit more close to my heart, okay? And that's Sega's attitude towards localization now. Now, this isn't going to be an angry video, you know, trying to get down Sega's throat to localize some games and whatnot. You know, I'm just going to try and be friendly about it. Trust me, I'm going to be bitching about Sega a bit more in an upcoming video that I promised not long ago. Bitching about a certain game that they released and it's just not very good at all and just such a missed potential. And why the fuck did... But yeah, for now, yeah, we're going to talk about some localization, right. Basically, there are a couple of games that are out in Japan right now, or are coming out in Japan, that have not yet to make an English release, okay? And we're going to talk about those today, right. Now, as you all know, Sega is my favourite company. They always have and probably always will be, right. And, in the past year, they have really tried to, you know, change their image. They even, like, released a statement saying this. They even took, like, games like Sonic 06 and Golden Axe, what's it called again? I don't even know, I never even played it. That Golden Axe game that nobody liked. They took all that off the shelves, you know, in a way to change their image. And I really, I'm really proud of them for it, to be honest, you know. And let me tell you, 2010 was probably Sega's best year, you know, ever since they stopped supporting the Dreamcast, alright? I mean, they came out with some really amazing stuff. Foremost notable titles, hold on, I've got them right here, was Phantasy Star Portable 2, Yakuza 3, Valkyria Chronicles 2, and this is the total, like, the proof that Sega is really trying to change their image, Sonic Killers. This game's existence, the fact that it's a Sonic game, and it's as good as it is, it's amazing. I had a tear in my eye playing this thing. The fact that everybody else likes it as well, it's just amazing. And you know, this year they've even been doing us fans proud, you know, with Yakuza 4 and Virtua Tennis 4 and Super Monkey Ball 3D. Okay, this one wasn't that great, but to Sega's credit, it wasn't a port like 90% of all the other 3DS launch titles. You know, it was an original game, and I did kind of like it, so it's not as big as a disappointment as I kind of made it out to be when I talked about it in my collection update, so yeah. And upcoming, you know, in the future, we've got Sonic Generations, which is looking pretty good, Binary Domain, which is really surprising me, and there's a few other games here and there. Keep in mind I'm sticking to strictly what they made, not like what they've published. Like Anarchy Reigns is coming out, but that's a Platinum Games game. But yeah, the future is really looking bright for Sega, and I'm really pleased with that. But there are some games, let's just get to the point in this video now. Okay, the first game I'm going to talk about is Valkyria Chronicles 3, okay? Now, you all know where I stand with Valkyria Chronicles, you know? I can't get into them, right? I'm not a strategy fan, and it breaks my heart, it really does. I like to think that even if there's a game that I can't get into, I would like to at least think that I can appreciate the game for what it is. You know, I can say it's a quality game. And these are definitely quality games. You know, everybody else, literally everybody else I know who's played these games absolutely loves them. Except me, the biggest fucking Sega nutter in the world. But I've ranted about this a lot in the past. Regardless of the fact that I can't get into them, I still buy them brand new whenever they're released. You know, because I want to support Sega, and more importantly, I want to support them making good games. But Valkyria Chronicles 3 was released in Japan a couple of months ago, and Sega has no plans to bring it out to an English-speaking audience. And you know what, Sega? I'm with you on that. Because putting the Valkyria Chronicles series on the PSP was like was a pretty stupid decision, in my opinion. Alright, it was probably good financially because it was a bigger hit in Japan and the PSP is more popular in Japan. But over here, you know, it has acquired quite a cult following, and most people who I know who wanted to play Valkyria Chronicles 2 couldn't because they didn't have a PSP. Okay, so here's what you gotta do, Sega. You've got two options. The first of all is one that you're probably going to do. You're probably going to put Valkyria Chronicles 2 on the PlayStation Network, you know, because Sony's introduced that scheme where you can, developers can put the PSP games on PlayStation Network and download them, right? And what better opportunity to release Valkyria Chronicles 3 than to, you know, translate it and release it on PlayStation Network. You know, that would work. People would want to play them, the games, on their PS3, and they would get a chance to play it. You know, that would work. Or even better, this is what I really want you to do, okay? Release Valkyria Chronicles 2 and 3 in a HD collection on the PS3, okay? You know, just both games, disc format on the PS3, that would be one, okay? Sony's doing it with the God of War games that were on the PSP, right? So there's no shame in it, right? That is definitely a good idea, Sega. I would, seriously, please do that. That would be amazing. Right. That's enough about Valkyria Chronicles, you know. The biggest reason I wanted to do this series right here was the Phantasy Star games, okay? Now, Phantasy Star kind of took a downfall with Phantasy Star Universe. I personally really liked it, but a lot of people didn't. But they came out with Phantasy Star Portable, which was kind of a disappointment because it had like a new story in that, but it was just all the same levels and all that was in Phantasy Star Universe. And stupidly enough, it didn't have online multiplayer. And even on Phantasy Star Universe, you had to pay for the online multiplayer. Well, Phantasy Star Portable 2, despite having like a real sort of spin-off type name, is the best Phantasy Star game in the past decade. Okay, free online, loads of new content, great story, and just superb, you know. It really didn't review that well. It got like a 69 on Metacritic. That makes no sense. I assure you people, this game is superb. Very, very good. But yeah, and they released an expansion pack called Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinite, which has like a new race and some new levels and whatnot, I think. And Sega's not releasing that either. And I'm not sure how it would work because it is like an expansion pack, if you could put that on PlayStation Network, or you could put it in a disc release or what, but I guess I'm not too entirely fussed about Phantasy Star Infinite. Is it Infinite or Infinity? I think it's Infinity, sorry. But I would still get it, you know, I would still buy it because I adore this game to death. Yeah. But even that's not the real meat of the situation here. The big one is Phantasy Star Online 2, okay? That's been in development right now for the PC, and there's no release date for Japan yet. But that game is, you know, in danger of not coming out, you know, overseas. Sega, I'm begging you, bring out that game, okay? I've always said in my videos that I would get a game in PC, you know, eventually. And if that game comes out, that will be the day I get a game in PC, with Phantasy Star Online 2 comes out, you know? I would love to see it on a console, you know, 360 or PS3, that would be amazing as well, but if it comes out on PC only, I'll be alright. I'll just buy a game in PC and play it, because I would really, really, really love to. Even if I didn't get a PC right away, you know, I'd still buy it, because I want the game. I want the game! You know, bring it on Steam or something. That would be profitable, I think. And not that this is really important, this is just kind of a suggestion from me. Keep it like Phantasy Star Portable 2, you know, keep it free. And if you can, then if you need to like make a little bit of money off it from people after they've bought it, my suggestion would be to you know, have a bunch of like in-game items and whatnot. Just pay a little bit of money for, you know, just like Farmville, you know, certain weapons or even new levels or something, you know, just as DLC, just all this stuff that you can pay a little bit of money for, you know, because that would be appealing. I personally think that would be a better solution than charging a monthly fee like most MMOs. But yeah, like I said, I really do hope they do something along that lines. That would be amazing, and I would be over the moon. But yeah, that's all I got to say. You know, that's yeah. Sega, I hope you take these thoughts into consideration, and I hope to see some of these games in English pretty soon. So yeah, see you after, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here once again. Okay, now this video right here is something that ever since Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Get your lazy arse up. Ugh.